This is the photo that we will use today, and as you can see, this is an epic sci-fi scene with a huge space station and a lot of spaceships around. There is a big spaceship with a lot of smaller going out of the space station, and few other spaceships are going towards the space station. And by itself, this photo is really cool, but we will use some movie magic to add special effects and to emphasize this photo, to tell the story better and to make this photo even more interesting. And we will go from this all the way to this, and immediately you can see the story here. There is a war going on. There are two sides, red and blue, and the reds attack the blue side. There is a force field going on here, some trails from the engines, explosions, etc. So I will show you today how to create this amazing force field, how to use one really cool technique to create these trails from the spaceship engines and these lasers, explosions, and so on and so forth. So it will be a really cool episode. And also, if you're up for NFT, this photo is ready for a bidding. It's on Foundation app. You can find the link down there in the description, and you can get this photo, purchase it, become the owner of this amazing art. So I will hide this, actually delete it. I don't need it now, and let me show you how you can add these effects. By the way, I made this in Blender, so this is way too complex to show you now, but I will show you these really cool effects. First of all, I will show you how you can easily create these trails from the spaceships. Okay, so first what I want to do, I want to change the color of the engines here. I want to have these ones to be orange and these ones to be blue. So in order to do that, simple and easy thing, hue and saturation adjustment layer, and just go to blues and expand them a little bit more here. Okay, and I want to change it to orange. So let's expand it a little bit more, like that. Perfect. And I want to invert the mask, Control Command I, and just with the soft brush right here and 100% opacity, I want to paint everything here into the orange. And I will fast forward this because I'm just doing simple thing here. Okay, now that we painted these engines to orange, we can continue with the next step. I have a tutorial where I explain how to create amazing magic trails in Photoshop. You can find it on a link right there. I advise you to check it out because the next technique is all about that method. I will just show you how to do it. I will not explain why and how is this happening. You have a full tutorial dedicated to that, but I will use that technique and show you one amazing brush trick that you can use a mouse. You don't need to use a pen to create this really cool effect. Okay, so I will create one layer that I will fill with the black, so like this. Then I will create another layer that I will name Engine Trails. Okay, and I will create another gradient map. And gradient map, it will be like this. Here I want to add a blue tone, a little bit darker blue. Here I want to add a bit brighter blue tone. And here, instead of the white, I want to add another bluish tone like this. So this is the brightest color right here, this bright blue. Okay, and I will group this. Oops, not that. So like that, Control Command G, and name this Engine Trails. Okay, perfect. So now we need to put the group into screen blending mode, and voila, we have it. There is nothing going on here except that we have some layers. We will paint on this layer, but now let me show. If we paint, we need to paint with white. If we choose a brush and paint with white, see, this is happening. So we don't want this. We want to make the effect that actually here is the brightest part, and how we are going out is less and less bright and also less and less opaque, so less and less visible. How to do that? Well, really easy. We just need to go to pen properties here, to brush properties here, and I will first go to the transfer, and instead of pen pressure I will go with a fade. So now it's completely irrelevant if you're using pen or using mouse. So with the mouse here, you can see that it's fading. This is what we want. This is one part effect, and it would be cool like this, only like that, but I want to make it even better and longer. So this is cool. Here with the minimum, we can fade out and make it even longer like this, see? And also with the shape here, I want to make it smaller and smaller how it fades. So with the shape dynamics, size jitter going on the fade too. And this is what I want to have, but not like that. We need to go with this minimum like this. So you need to experiment, depends on what kind of effect you want to achieve. So this is not bad. Oh, I don't want this to touch, I just want this. Okay. Not bad. So if I click here and press and hold shift and click here, I will have this kind of trail effect. Perfect, what I want. Maybe a little bit more like this. And let's see, yeah. Okay, now what I like to do, I like to go with the opacity around, let's say 60% or 80%. It doesn't matter. Just that will dictate the brightness of the first click here. So either mouse or a brush, it doesn't matter. Click and find the line, the perspective line of this. So it's going something like this. Click here. See how cool is this? Click here and click here. If you are off the angle, don't worry, you can undo it, or you can use the lasso tool. Just go rotate here around it, Control or Command T. Move this right here. If you don't see this pointer, you need to check it here. Okay, so you need to move it right here in the center of the flame of the this flame, and you just need to rotate it. That's it. It's simple like that. Press enter, Control Command D to deselect, and we have our first. And just don't worry, they're blue. We need to make them orange, and I will show you a cool trick how to do it. And now I will just fast forward. What I'm doing basically, I'm making the mouse the size of the engine, clicking, finding the path here, press and hold shift, click. That's it. So click, press and hold shift, click. And I will just do for these three spaceships too. Okay, this is it. You can see they're really cool. The idea for these trails of the spaceship's engines comes from the really cool sci-fi movie named Valerian. So if you didn't watch it, you can check it out. You see there is a spaceships flying all around with really cool trails, and this is how I got the idea to create these trails. I will just repeat the process for the other spaceships right here, and I will do this on another layer. You can do it on the same layer, it doesn't matter, but just in case I want to fix something, I want to have it here. So basically what I will do, I will create a smaller line and go right here, click, and this time, let's make it a little bit bigger. This time I want to make this much longer, so it will go like this, really long. Okay, another one here, click, and go like this. And this is perfect. Don't worry about these things, we will fix them later. So again, I will fast forward this. I'm just clicking, making sure that I'm okay with the path, and just do that. Okay, so there it is. Now what we need to do is to create a layer mask, and basically just with the black brush and let's say some other brush than what I used, I will just erase what is covering the engine. So I can go a little bit more and just go back. And this is it. This is the procedure. So really simple and easy method. And I will fast forward this because I will do for every single engine here. Okay, see here, I made a mess. I accidentally place it here instead here, no problem at all. The trick with the lasso tool, just lasso out this, Control Command T, and just move it where you want. Oops, you need to be on the layer, not on the mask, and you don't need to worry. So Control Command T, just move it, put it here, enter, and that's it. Let's fast forward again. Okay, so this is it. As you can see, all these spaceships has these trails, and I'm pretty happy with that. If I want to emphasize them even more, I can just duplicate the layer, Control Command J, and they're more visible. That's an option too. Also, there is another trick that we can go right here with really soft brush and just erase the trails here from the second layer, just to make the impression that they're fading even better. And this is it. Now let me show you the trick how to turn this into the orange. Really easy, without changing anything. Go right here, new hue and saturation adjustment layer, and just change everything to orange reddish tone. You can go to something like this. Also, you can go to colorize and colorize it. So there is, maybe this is a better option. And now I will just Control or Command I on the mask to invert the mask and just paint on these with the white color. So simple and easy, 100% opacity. Okay. As you can see, really, really easy. And we have two different spaceships, blue and orange or red, whatever. And this is really cool. Now the next step is to show you how to create this really cool force field in the front of the spaceship, because this small aircraft here, this small spaceship will try to fire on the spaceship and to destroy it, but this spaceship has a force field and it's really cool effect. But before we do that, I just want to mention the sponsor for today's episode. This video is sponsored by NordVPN, and you're probably already familiar with NordVPN if you want to browse the internet securely and anonymously, or you want to watch your favorite movie or TV series, or to play your favorite game that is not available in your region where you're living. NordVPN is the right solution for you, with more than 5,500 servers in 60 countries all around the world. You can just choose the region where that TV series or movie or game is available and just connect there and watch your favorite content. For example, you're watching Netflix and you want to watch some Disney movies and you're in the United States and they're all switched to Disney Plus channel and you need to buy another subscription. You don't need to do that. You can just go to Netflix and just switch to another country, for example Canada or United Kingdom or whatever, and wherever that content is available, and freely watch the content there. Also, you can use NordVPN on 6 devices simultaneously. Every major platform is covered: Windows, Android, iOS, macOS and Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN. And NordVPN has amazing speed. It's confirmed by the speed test that NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. Also, NordVPN will give you another layer of protection, so you don't need to worry about your credit card are stolen, or that you will be attacked by malware or other dangerous things around internet. And also you can browse internet anonymously. So all you need to do is to follow the link down there in the description, go to nordvpn.com/Nemanja and get 2 years with a crazy discount plus 1 month free. And all of that is completely risk-free because they're offering 30-day money-back guarantee, so you don't need to worry about anything. All you need to do is to go, follow the link down in the description, go to nordvpn.com/Nemanja, and you will be able to securely browse the internet and watch your favorite content wherever you are. Right, now let's go and let me show you how to create this really cool force field. So to do that, simple and easy, we need to go and create another layer. It's a really cool trick. I want to use this elliptical marquee tool and just create the ellipse. With the space bar I'm moving it. So the ellipse will be something like this, and I need to rotate it. So in order to do that, I need to go to select, transform selection, and voila, we have it. Okay, so I'm making it something like this. And also I want to press and hold Control or Command on Mac and just align these lines with the perspective here, because I want to have this in perspective. So something like that. We can make it maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe like this. And the shape basically and the size is optional, so whatever you want to do, you can do it. And I will say this is pretty cool. Okay, now we need to go here and to click to default colors to black and white, go to filter, render, and we want to render clouds. Amazing. Now let's go to filter, render, and difference class. And that's it. And now I will go into the screen blending mode. We have this, some really cool result. And if you don't like it, for example, you can go again to filter and just repeat this filter as many times as you like until you're happy with the results. So I'm pretty happy with this. And what I want to do now, I want to save this selection. So I will create a new layer and just save this selection as a mask, create a layer mask, and that's it. Maybe I will need it later, so I want to have this just for this purpose. Okay, so I will go right here, and what I want to do is to go to filter and liquify. And again, if you're not familiar with the liquify, I have a full tutorial on that on a link right there. Go check it out because this is amazing amazing filter in Photoshop that you can do a bunch of things. I will go with the first tool here, and basically I will just do this. I will just make this kind of lines. Yeah, and definitely I will need that selection, and I will show why. So I'm making this kind of effect. See? This. Okay, we are almost there. I will make it a little bit bigger. And this going right there, and this too. So let's make it bigger. This looks cool. I will press OK. And now I will go and control click on this layer mask, invert the layer mask by Shift Control I or Shift Command I. Don't do this. I made a mess. Shift Control I or Shift Command I on a Mac. And what I will do, I will just erase everything with the eraser all around that. So the same effect would be if I would just Alt or Option key and copy the mask here. Exactly the same effect, but I will do like this. And also I want to blur this a little bit. So I will go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. And how much I want to blur it? Well, depends on 3.3 looks cool. So just a little bit blurry. All right, now I want to go and use hue and saturation adjustment layer and clip it to affect only the force field here. Okay, let's hide this and let's colorize this. I will go to colorize and go to the bluish tone, something like that. We can change the saturation, and this looks cool. It's not there yet, but it's cool. Right now, let's add a layer mask right there and use really soft brush, and you can lower the opacity to something, whatever, and slowly with the black color erase this part right there. So you don't want this. Okay, and then lower the saturation, the opacity even more, and just erase this a bit. So we have something like this. See? It's really cool. It's not there yet, but looks really, really good. Simple and easy. There is another optional thing that you can do. You can create a new layer and go with regular brush and white color, and you can just make this part a little bit brighter if you want, just these corners. I like to use my custom-made cloud dust smoke brush for these kind of effects, and you can get them on my website for just $1, so you have a link down there in the description too. So something like this, and it's really, really cool. So we can go and group everything, Control Command G, and name this force field without S. That's perfect. I can move it a little bit more towards the spaceship, and this looks cool. I pretty much like it. You can do whatever you want. You can go right here, and maybe you don't like this, you can lower the opacity even more. You can play with this, make any kind of shapes, and opacity, this is optional completely, and I really like the effect. So this is it. Okay, the next step is to add a lens flare here to make this even more interesting. And to do that, there are several ways how you can do it in Photoshop. You can go to filter and render and lens flare. That's an option too. Let me show you how I like to do it. I like to go and fill the layer with a black color, put it into screen blending mode, go to filter, render, lens flare, and just create a lens flare. Choose any of these. Practically, you need to guess where it is. There is a trick that you don't need to guess where it is, but for example, I want somewhere here. And I can now move it and put it here, Control Command T, and make it smaller and even smaller, and put it here. And this is really cool trick. So see these edges? We need to make that even darker by adding, for example, levels, and go like this. Perfect. And here it is. It's completely legit way of creating the force field. You can make it even smaller if you want. And that's it. Right, that's one way how you can do it. I really like it. And now we'll create the lasers, and to make an impression the laser are actually hitting this. Another way is to use different software. So for example, I like to use Boris FX Optics. I like to go, so let me show you. If I hide the lens flare here, I like to merge everything together into one layer. Right click, convert to smart object, go to filter, Boris FX Optics, and here I will go to lights, and let's go right here to lens flares, and you have a huge, really huge library of lens flares here, and you can get lost here by choosing the right one. There are some amazing lens flares, but which one I use for my previous is this bright, and I pretty much like it, and I made it smaller and put it here. Oops, move it here, and this is how it looks. Really cool. So let's press OK, and let me show you the difference. I like because it's blue, but we can colorize the other one too. So this is with Boris FX Optics, this is with our lens flares. So it's a little bit different, a little bit more movie type of lens flares than this one, but this will work too. All right, so whichever you want to use it, no problem at all. Now let me show you how to create these amazing lasers. So first, let's go with this one. Why not? Let's go with this one. Okay, so lasers, how to do lasers. Let's create a new layer. Actually, there is one really cool trick. Let's go to the shape tool, and I want to go to the line tool, and here I want to go to the stroke, and I will just cancel it, and I want to go to the fill and choose white color, and the diameter here, let's see, this is perfect. Okay, so what I will do now, I will create a line from the spaceship to this right there, like it's firing here. Press enter, and I'm pretty happy with the result. I will make a copy, Control Command J, and add another laser right here. And now I will go and let me show you how I will do this. I will group these two and name lasers. Okay, and I will double click on a group, go right here and just check outer glow. That's it. And we need to change the color to reddish because this is a reddish spaceship, so something like this. And we can play with sliders to make it more, depends what kind of effect you want to achieve. You can play with this, but I'm pretty happy with this result. And let's see, I can go and press Control Command T, and maybe this is the Canon, so something like this will work. And now let's go inside the group and create a layer mask on both lasers here. And now the idea is to use really soft brush and just with the black color, 100% opacity, we need to erase this. So it's fired, then it's a gap, then it's fired again, and it's a gap. And like this, you can create as many of these shots as you want. And okay, this is perfect. Now let's go to another one. Like this is fired. Then it's a gap. It's a gap. Maybe a little bit bigger. With the white color, you can bring this back if you mess something up. Oops. And like this. And let's erase everything. So also we can erase this too. So this one is firing to the force field is active, and that's it. You can make as many lasers here for many spaceships here that you want. The idea is to use the shape tool, line tool, and just create those lines, and that's it. So we can do like that from these spaceships, etc. Okay, so now let me show you another cool trick. For example, we added as many of these elements that we wanted, and now we want to add a little bit more glow. So I will create a new layer, name this glow, and put it into the linear dodge blending mode. Use a soft brush, and for this I will use dark orange tone. And because these lasers are hitting here, we want to have a little bit of like this kind of effect. That's perfect. Also what you can do, you can make these lasers glow even more. Why not? You can play around. Everything is allowed. Also the engine here, I want to add a glow here. And it's a big scene. So these engines right there, we can add a glow right there, like this. Perfect. And this one, oops, too big. Too big. And this is really cool. You can add here and there. Also, you can go with the blue color. So let's sample this color and go to dark version. And you can add a glow here a little bit if you want. And also you can go, I will show another way. You can go and add a glow here, add a glow here. I'm a little bit hurrying. And this is how it is, but you can add the glow to all of these elements, and see how already looks really, really cool. Now imagine that we are done, that we made everything here perfectly, and also we can add the glow to these elements using white color or just desaturated version of this, and just add a glow here around these elements here if you want, and maybe inside here. Perfect. Or you can go with a little bit bluish tone, it doesn't matter, you got the idea. And now we are finished this, and all we need to do is to Shift Control Alt E or Shift Command Option E and merge everything into one layer. And now we need to color grade it to take this image to another level, to make it more like it's a scene from a movie. And in order to do that, you can go and watch my video about color grade right here and learn how to color grade your images to make them pop even more. Right guys, that would be it for today. Have fun, experiment, and see you next week in the next one episode. Bye bye.